One-page profiles are the building block of the person-centred information that we need for personalisation. I'd like to share a few examples with you of how one-page profiles can be used throughout life. And let's start by talking about Flo. Flo had her first one-page profile when she was only 3 months old, and it collects information about what people like and admire about Flo, what really matters to her, and how best to support her. So this was great information for the whole of the family to have, particularly extended family, for example Granny when she was babysitting for Flo for her family. The information was also really important for the team supporting Flo, and they're able to use some of the information from one-page profile to form the basis of Flo's family file. And the one-page profile grew to include information about how best to support the family and key questions that families were asking and wanted to get sorted out. So as Flo moves to nursery and then to primary school, a one-page profile is a really great way of new teachers and staff getting to know Flo really quickly. One-page profiles are starting to be used in some schools. For example, in Norris Rank Primary School, every child, including the staff and the teachers, all have their own one-page profile. Here's Laura's one-page profile. And again, it clearly describes what's important to Laura, how best to support her, and what both Laura likes and admires about herself and what other people like about Laura as well. And in one of the classes in Norris Bank, every child had an opportunity to say what they liked and admired about each other, and that then went into the one-page profile. If, as Flo does, a child has a statement, a one-page profile can then become the basis of the transition plan in school. And that's part of and evolves from the person-centred reviews that happen at Year 9, Year 10 and Year 11. So at Year 9 it's an opportunity to develop more information about the one-page profile and to grow that information. That might mean including communication charts or decision-making agreements and relationship circle. At Year 10 it's much more about thinking big picture and thinking about the future. So that might be looking at gifts and dreams and capacities and hopes for the future. And then in Year 11, the one-page profile and transition plan then become part of the support plan as young people get their resource allocation or their indicative allocation before they leave school. That then means that Flo will be able to leave school knowing how much money she's got and to be able to use her personal budget in a way that really makes sense to her and her family. For example, she might buy in support to enable her to get a job through something like customised supported employment. And as Flo goes into paid work, we would see information that was part of her one-page profile becoming part of her CV to get her into the job of her choice. We're seeing quite a few innovative organisations using one-page profiles with organisations, and in a couple of organisations in the UK, the whole staff teams have got one-page profiles and then they become part of the appraisal process. So I can imagine how Flo, in whatever job she's in, may get opportunities to look at what's working and not working for her in her work as she grows and develops. Let's fast forward now to Flo's retirement, and let's imagine that things have gone really well for Flo. But for many of us, our health might deteriorate as we get older, and some people have falls and other occasions for stay in hospital. The service that Flo might then end up receiving might be a reablement service, and again, that information that's in a one-page profile about what's important to her and how best to support her is crucial to get people back on their feet and back at home again. So as Flo gets older, and perhaps like Doris here, a one-page profile is still absolutely crucial because it shares the important information about what matters. And again, as people get older, we might add more person-centred thinking tools like histories and really focus on decision-making so people can have maximum choice and control in their lives. These are crucial for people who receive domiciliary care services and perhaps people eventually going into residential care. And then finally, as Flo begins to think about the end of her life, again, a one-page profile can be part of end-of-life planning and can inform some people's preferred priorities. Whatever support or services that Flow requires throughout our life, it's really important that they're built on what matters to Flow and how best to support her, so that the services can be truly personalised to Flow, and one-page profiles is part of the way of doing